Meet my amazing team. There's Leo, Algi, Melly, Muslim, Okto, and me, Fatina. The reported cases of COVID-19 patients are still quite high. Earlier this year, the presence of vaccine came as a hope for many people. 70% of Indonesian population are expected to receive COVID-19 vaccine. However, there is one issue. It is the side effects or adverse effect following vaccination. There are 30 death cases after receiving vaccine injection, and approximately 42 per 1 million people are experiencing serious adverse events. Adverse event following immunization, shortly EKIPI, can be categorized into three. The first is local, like pain in the injection site. Second is systemic, like fever or vomiting. And lastly is severe, like blood clot or allergic reaction.
We decided to create E-KIPI. E-KIPI is a smart monitoring system that can record your adverse events following immunization and give an advice right away. There are three main features we implement in the app. The first one is we can report it. The second one is we can generate the recommended treatment right away and show the severity of those symptoms. The third one is we show the statistics of the general public so that the users are more informed to the common symptoms.
So there are four main reasons of why we are building this app. The first one is the fact that after you are getting vaccine, there are some adverse events following immunization that you can get. This has also leads to some distrust and fear among the public because some of those reactions are bad to their health. And also in Indonesia there is still very little open data about COVID-19 vaccine. And the last one is the reporting system that is very manual. Our app is trying to solve this problem by providing a powerful mobile app with some powerful system and database behind it. Together with machine learning, the existing result that we have in our country is keamananvaksin.kemkes.co.id, which is an app that is made by our government, but this is only used by the medical team and it is very technical. There is no recommendation and the data itself is not available for public use.
This is the mockup we created for our app. It has a dashboard, daily form, medical advice page, and the user profile.
This is the face of our app E-KIPI if we open for the first time. If you are new users, you can sign up here. If you already have an account, sign in here. And then now we are signed in. Here on the dashboard, we may see the summary data from daily form that users filled every day. Visualize into graphic that provide useful information of vaccine adverse reaction. On the settings, we may see our profile, and we can also update our profile. We may also see and update our comorbid data. Here is the daily form feature. We may see our daily form history from past days, and then we may fill our new daily form every day. Click on the face detection. We will be able to put picture of ourselves, and using machine learning prediction, it can predict our mood today. It is useful to tell whether you look fine or not. And then on the daily form, we may select symptoms we experience on each day, and then we may describe what are we feeling today. The app will save your daily form into our cloud database, and by using machine learning, it will be able to give you a recommendation based on the symptoms and feeling you experience on each day. The symptoms you have may vary into light, moderate, until heavy weighted symptoms.
Adi, Budi, and Tono experienced side effects after receiving vaccines. They first called the phone line and advised to go to the hospital. And then they went to a hospital by transportation and had to wait in a queue for some time before getting medical advice. Asri lost her sense of smell but neglect the symptoms for days because she is busy. A few days later, she was in a critical condition because of the late treatment she received. This is a real issue that happened to Trio, who died 24 hours after receiving the vaccine.
With E-KIPI, the lengthy process is now cut down. They only need to open the app and figure out what is the best way to treat themselves.
We already push our code to GitHub. You can see our code in https:/github.com/health-troops. There are any 4 repositories, that is Android repository, development machine learning repository, production machine learning repository, and backend repository. Each repository has readme.md, which you can follow along to run the project on your local machine.
The first machine learning that we use is severity prediction using natural language processing. So this means we use natural language, which is the description of the user situation added with the symptoms that our user is having, and we will predict the severity of that user's situation. Using that process, we are able to achieve the accuracy of 67.8%.
The second ML implementation that we had is facial expression classification. So we got thousands of facial expression images with its label, which we found on Kaggle. From this dataset, we trained a convolutional neural network model in which it was able to predict what kind of facial expression a user had on his face based on the image they submitted. The model achieved around 56% of accuracy, and here's how the model looks like in action.
This is our resources. We had a great teamwork. I am taking care of backend, Fatina and Algi focus in machine learning, Okto and Leo focus on Android development, and mainly focus on design and business proposal. We are going to use this information for the real project ahead. Until now, we spent $65 in Google Cloud. For tools and tech stack, we use Google Cloud SQL for our database, AI platform for machine learning development, Google App Engine for hosting our backend, Google App Compute Engine for machine learning production, and Google Cloud Build for CI/CD. We use Kotlin programming language for mobile application, and we use JavaScript for our backend. In machine learning development, we use tools and library like TensorFlow, Python, Keras, and Docker.
At least in the next 2 months, we will do an alpha test. Next, we will do a fundraise and strategic partnership from July to August. In the next month, which is August to September 2021, we will create an MVP product, which will be the first realization for the national scale market. By the end of 2021, we are targeting to be able to scale up a more stable product for commercialization and market expansion for non-COVID-19 patients. The Indonesian government scheduled 141.6 million people who will receive COVID-19 vaccination for stage 3 and 4. We narrow this market based on the number of internet users from Kominfo data, which is 73.3%. We then specify this value for the SOM, that is for DKI Jakarta province. Of this number, we are targeting 20% user acquisition in July to October, and from November to March next year, it will be 45%. For budgeting $5,000, we divide for team salary of 30%, total operational cost of 65%, and marketing cost of 5%. Then for a budget of $10,000, we divide for team salary of 20%, total operational cost of 75%, and marketing cost of 5%.
Based on the 5K or 10K USD budgeting, expectation are for the 5K funding, expected runway 6 months, expected headcount 6 people. And for the 10K funding, expected runway 12 months, expected headcount 6 people. With market positioning, free, trustworthy, and user-friendly tech solution. And with asset, knowledge, health data, mobile app copyright, website copyright, hosting, cloud credits, and branding.